Hey guys, Dave here. Today we're going to be talking about the hows and the why to making up this ever so delicious, crispy, flaky chicken adobo. Yes, crispy chicken adobo, easy to make, incredibly delicious, and great with breakfast, lunch, or dinner. So let's get started with the hows, and at the end of the video we'll talk about why. We are going to start by adding 5 boneless, skinless chicken breasts into some boiling water, and I'm using boneless, skinless chicken breasts here because they are fairly healthy and relatively easy to work with, but you can use thighs or whatever cut of chicken you have on hand. And you may say 5, that's a lot of chicken. Well, we're making a lot of adobo. After about 15 minutes, these guys are nicely done, and you don't want to go much over 15 minutes so they'd be way too rubbery and overcooked. So we'll just go ahead and pull these guys out. Then we shall just set these aside in a container to cool completely, and you want to let them cool because we're going to shred them and they'll just be way too hot to work with if you don't let them cool. So just be patient, set a spell, read a book, whatever you like to do. After the chicken is cooled down, you're going to grab them up and using your hands begin to shred. Now here's the thing guys, you could use 2 forks to shred them, but you want to use your hands because you want those long, stringy fibers to make that crispy chicken absolutely perfect when we fry it up. So take your time, shred away, sing a song, and have some fun. And here's our chicken all shredded up guys, and this has taken me, I'd say 5 or 10 minutes, but doesn't it look great? And think of it this way, if you don't want to make crispy, flaky chicken adobo, you're well on your way to chicken salad. But still, we are making adobo, so we're going to add half a cup of oil to a pan over medium-high heat. And you're going to say half a cup, that's a lot, but you're going to want this and you'll see why. Then in with a small sliced red onion, and I'm using red, but you can use the onion of your choice. 5 cloves of chopped garlic, and you just can't have adobo without garlic. And a thumb-sized chopped ginger. Now, some people are going to make the comment, why on earth would you add ginger to adobo? Well, you don't have to, but I like it. And then we're just going to stir and saute this, and should I make the comment? Well, I always make it anyway until that wonderful, wonderful aroma of garlic and onion fill the air, and don't forget the ginger too. And this will take somewhere in the neighborhood of about 3 or 4 minutes. After that, we are going back in with that wonderful shredded chicken. Grab up your spoon and once again stir and fry, and we are still over medium-high heat here. Now remember, I said it seemed like a lot of oil we were adding, but look at how that chicken is absorbing the oil, and we want that good crispy fry on it too. And I should mention as well that I'm using olive oil. Okay, let's season this up with a teaspoon or 2 of ground black pepper. 4 tablespoons of light soy sauce, just to keep the sodium down. You can use regular too. A couple of tablespoons of regular old vinegar. A tablespoon or 2 of brown sugar, just for that sweetness, and this is really entirely up to you. And 2 chopped chili peppers, just for that heat, really depending on how hot you want it. Grab up my tongs and give this a swirl and twirl around. You can use 2 spoons too. I just find tongs just as easy. And you want it so those saucy ingredients just totally cover the chicken. And of course, I simply must ask the question, is it just me, or is this looking really, really good? And I have to mention here, this frying process is going to take you a bit because you want that element of crispiness to the chicken. So this is going to take, I'd say about 8 or 10 minutes. And if you look here, this has been about 8 minutes and it is beginning to darken up and become crispy on the bottom, and this is absolutely perfect. Just what we want. And when I lift this up and let it drop, that crispy, flaky chicken drops just like the falling rain. Lastly, we are going to add a little bit of olive oil just to keep things shiny, fresh, and not too dry. Of course, you guessed it, we have to serve this up over a bed of steaming hot rice, and just look at that steam come off the rice guys, and that chicken over the top looks absolutely delicious. Of course, garnish this up with a few chopped green onions just to make it all pretty like. Now here's the really cool thing and the why to make this. I'm going to pick up some of that chicken and drop it inside of a large mason jar. Fill it about half full of the chicken and then drop in a hard-boiled egg. And then continue filling the rest of that jar with the chicken. Slip a lid on and seal this up tight. And there you have it. Put this in the fridge and it'll last you for 3 days or so. Serve it up with breakfast, lunch, or dinner and it will last because you've got that soy sauce, that vinegar to preserve it. How cool does it get? And this is one of the good reasons to make up this flaky, crispy chicken adobo. And just look at this, guys. That chicken served over top of the rice, those green onions to garnish it, a couple of hard-boiled eggs on the side. Life just does not get any better than this. And when you bite into this, guys, it is absolutely sensational. That onion, garlic, and ginger combined with that vinegar, soy sauce, and sugar is just out of this world. The chicken is crisp, flaky, but yet tender. Oh, you've simply got to make this. And as I always say, if you're hungry for more, subscribe.